And with laminated glass, Poltrona Frau leather seats, and a Bosch Blaupunkt multimedia system that includes exterior sound counseling audio, satellite phone, and rear seat TV DVD player. Add a satellite navigation system, electric sunshade, separate climate controls, and a 4.2-liter V8 engine, and it's easy to see why this mean machine cost over $90,000. Believe it or not, this is the cheapest car on our list. Tune in tomorrow for cars that really break the bank. I'm Bobby Likas. Like us, you'll love us.
You're home to the NFL. WGSX Lynn Haven. WVLQ Port St. Joe. ESPN Northwest Florida. Rise and shine, campers. It's a brand new day.
What a lovely morning.
Good morning, Starshine.
You seem happy this morning.
Morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in early.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local. Live from the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub! And good morning. Hey, is the hot tub hot in Baton Rouge?
Yeah,
I think everything's hot. Everything's hot down there. What about Clemson? And Clemson, is it hot in Clemson?
TCU.
Hot tub hot?
TCU.
Ooh, baby.
Gainesville.
Real hot. Bubbling. It's bubbling. It's
I think there's a bunch of
bubbling.
places.
Week 1, college football. Baylor. What about Texas Baylor? It's hot. I don't know. I don't think it's bubbling there. But
Who'd they lose to?
Texas Tech. TJ Finley, man.
Oh, that's right. Texas
The
State.
Auburn former quarterback. But right now, we ain't talking about college football. We will later, but right now we got to focus in on high school football, and we've got a coach doing an outstanding job at North Bay Haven. Of course, you got Gordy over there, so you know they're doing a good job. Let's bring him on right now. Coach, hey, Matt, how you doing this morning?
Oh, I'm doing all right. How are you, Coach?
Man, I am doing absolutely wonderful. Enjoyed college football. My roommate in college came down, and he stayed 2 nights with me, and all we did was watch football and eat like pigs. Of course, I look like a pig today, but it was good. How did you have a good little weekend? Did y'all work yesterday?
Yeah, we got out there and practiced yesterday. After dropping one out at Holmes County, very physical team. Probably came out and had our best practice of the year, so I like the way that they're bouncing back at this point.
What time did y'all practice, in the morning or in the afternoon?
We went in the morning at like 9 o'clock film, 10 o'clock out on the field, just till about 12.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right, talk about what happened. Where did you play well? Where do you need to improve, and who played well for you?
Well, Lakota, as always, had a strong game. Started raining. We really got kind of bullied. When they're on offense, that wing tee. If you don't cut the head off the snake early in those plays, you really can't stop it once the train gets rolling until about 6-8 yards downfield. But Willie Hawley played a great game. He scored 2 touchdowns. Caleb Williams continued to impress at the running back position. Jaden Spurlock and Evan Pickford on the defensive side of the ball really played well. I mean, Jaden Spurlock, both sides, he was a beast on defense. So, and Jaden's counterpart, Caleb Kristoff, came up, and he played well defensively. But, this was a team that I don't know if we were ready to beat yet. They were big, strong, physical, and they were very disciplined. You got to give a bunch of credit over to Coach Womble over at Holmes County.
And that was their first home game, I think, for Holmes County this year.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, they were on the road against Mariana, lost to Mariana, but Mariana's turned out to be a pretty good little team right there. They're 2-0 now. Mm-hmm. All right, let's get away from this one. Let's focus on what's going on next. Attitude, you said, was good yesterday, had a good practice. That's a good positive thing. Who's up next? Who do you play, and where do you play?
So we got Destin coming up this week. They're 2-0. They beat a good Freeport team, and then they went out and beat the Baker Gators by 2 last week.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we're going to have our hands full, much improved from what I saw on film last year. But we are actually playing the 100th game in North Bay Haven history for varsity football.
Wow.
And we are playing under the lights at North Bay Haven Charter Academy.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. What time's kickoff?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. All right. Odessa, now we were told they had no seniors, and then that was CNN news. And then we were told by a coach from Freeport, yes, they had like 22 seniors. So I guess this is their first senior class together there in school history. What do you think? How do you match up physically with those guys?
Well, I can promise you it's a much better matchup than we had this past week physically. But no, they're a good physical team. We saw them in 7-on-7. They have more players out at 7-on-7 this summer than they had on film last year. So you can tell that some kids have moved into the program. I think we match up well against them. They're more like us than Holmes County was. They like to run the spread. They like to take their shots deep. Defensively, they're going to stay in zone. Maybe with a little off man every once in a while.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like quarters almost with man under. So, it's going to be a good game. I think, we match up pretty evenly with them. So I'm kind of excited to see how this one unfolds.
Man, that sounds great. All right, Coach. Man, hey, bounce back, get yourself a win, and we'll talk to you next Tuesday, okay?
Hopefully at 2-1.
There you go. Good luck to you, Coach. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it, man.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. Oh, man, Jim, I'm still, if I had to pick a team right now, after what I saw last week, my number one team would be Florida State. They beat a top-ranked team. They beat the number 5 team in the country like a dog.
Yeah, they played really well, especially the second half. First half was kind of touch and go, but the second half they just dominated.
They beat a good football team.
They
you
did.
say what you want about LSU falling apart in the second half. LSU's got players. The first half they looked like the LSU.
LSU should have had a pretty big lead. Like I said, I was coming home from Perry. I wasn't watching. I was just listening on the radio and. LSU marches it down to the 1. They got a first and goal at the 1 yard line and don't get anything. And get up at the 15-yard line. And then they got down there again. They had their chances.
FSU's front is the real deal. You got to have a hard time running on Florida State.
Yeah, they.
In the second half, man, I don't know what the adjustments were, but good Lord, that was like a different team.
Yeah, they played well the second half.
Yeah. Anyway, they're big-time receivers. Florida State's got big, tall receivers across the board.
How big of a transfer was that kid from Michigan State, that Keon Mitchell? 3 touchdowns?
Big.
They couldn't cover him at all.
Were you talking, Jim? You said the first half you were kind of iffy about how things went.
Right.
The first half ended up in a tie score, really. So, I mean, both teams were playing pretty good.
Yeah.
But FSU just came out.
The second half.
First half, I give it to LSU. They look more physical. They look better. In my opinion, they look better, except for run the ball. They couldn't get pop it in. They had a good scheme. The first play of the game, man, they caught him in the defense they wanted him in, got it to the back, and he took down the sideline, almost took it to the house.
Yeah.
But Florida State, like you said, stopped them. They lost yards, no points. But, man, the second half adjustments, got to give Coach credit. They're Florida State. And then after watching Clemson last, I know it's just week 1, and everybody's going to get better. Things are going to change. But I'd feel really good about FSU winning the SEC and being in the Final Four.
Better than I did, that's for sure.
No doubt. They're going to have if that's what Clemson's got, they're going to have a hard time.
All things being equal, Clemson playing at their best, Florida State playing their best.
Yeah,
Clemson has no shot. That's my opinion.
Yeah,
unless they get humongously better, which I don't see them.
Right.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I was shocked. I watched about 3 quarters. I said, I think Clemson would blow them out. Went to bed. 28-7?
Yeah, none of us picked Duke. We all lost on that one. But
Spurrier was there. Coach Spurrier was at the game.
Was he?
Yeah, they had something going on. Coach Spurrier was there, and I saw a picture of him with at his restaurant with somebody. It made me sad because he looked a little bit older. He's starting to show his age just a little bit. Still good looking.
He's got to be late 70s.
Yeah, he's getting up there now.
Or 80. He won the Heisman in 66, something like that.
I think he's in his 80s. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But anyway, it just made me sad to see that.
We talked about this before the game. We always talk about how many 4 stars, 5 stars, whatever. Talk about the little stat
God.
that you
All
gave me about Duke and Florida State.
Let me look up the exact number. Give me
or
one
Duke
second.
and Clemson, I'm sorry.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'll get it for you. I saw it, and I thought, wow, that's not a good thing for Dabo. Of course, he'll start fearless. Everybody wants to be fired their coach this weekend. Okay, Clemson had 56 4 and 5 stars on their roster. Duke had 2. 2.
And I always talk about it, and we talked about it a lot. It's not how many stars you got after them. Can you develop them? Can they play? I mean, there's so much more to it than that.
I like Duke's quarterback.
Yeah, he's pretty athletic.
Duke got some pretty boys now. They had some good kids. It wasn't that old Duke.
People forget Duke won 9 games last year. It's not like the Duke of the past where they were 2-10, 3-9, that kind of stuff. They won 9 games last year. Did I expect them to beat Clemson? No, but I mean, they won 9 last year, so they're coming along pretty well. Coach has done a really good job there.
Excellent job. Unbelievable. Yeah, I did want to go to the Alabama game. You already ruined that for me. I just got a text. We were going to go. We're not going now. I even asked you to go. I can't. My toe hurts. My back.
What?
My feet. I can't believe you turned down a free game at the Alabama-Texas game.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I got stuff, man. I got life outside.
Who's Ohio State playing? They got to be on TV.
Youngstown State.
Okay.
Tressel's going to be there. They're going to honor Tressel.
Oh, you got to see it. You got to see that. Yeah, anyway, Clemson, 56 4 and 5 stars, Duke 2. And, hey, that wasn't the only surprise, man. What about Deion? 45-42.
I tell you what I was most impressed with Colorado. Colorado, in my opinion, completely, profoundly outcoached TCU.
Wasn't even close.
I mean, just TCU. You talk about Ohio State having bad defense and USC having bad defense. Well, TCU is right there, too. Think about their last 3 games. Michigan scored about 45 on them, although, TCU beat them.
Yeah.
But Michigan scored like 45. I don't know how many. Georgia
65.
scored 70, something like that. And they gave up 45. So their last 3 games, they're averaging giving up like 50 points. They have no clue what
yeah. Now, Colorado's defense.
They're terrible.
That Hunter kid they got,
oh my
he's
God.
the real deal. You hear me? He is the real deal.
He was supposed to go to Florida State.
Yeah.
And Deion took him to Jackson State. Now he's out of Colorado. Yeah. Travis Hunter is a great player.
Said he turned down, somebody tried to offer him like $1.5 million NIL money, and he turned it down to stay at Colorado or to go with Deion. But my God, I think he played 100 and something snaps in the game. You just don't see that anymore.
No, you don't.
I mean, the guy was going both ways, made unbelievable plays, especially on the defense side.
That interception was tremendous.
How many catches do you have? Like 11?
11, I think.
That just doesn't happen. He might have won the Heisman in one game. Who knows?
Yeah, I wasn't impressed with TCU on defense at all. They were terrible.
Colorado's defense really impressed with their defense. They gave up 42 points, so I don't think you're going to see them win a championship.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing with Deion. The overreaction the first week. He's going to win the Heisman. They're going to win the national champ. They're going to do it this year. Pump the brakes a little bit here.
We coming.
Deion did a great job. He's got some really good players.
We coming.
His son did a really good job, obviously, too.
We coming.
Looked like Deion was getting ready to cry when they were interviewing him after that game.
Yeah.
I tell you what,
I got to give him credit. He did a great job.
Baby. I gave him credit. Great job by him. Nobody saw that. I mean, TCU just played for the national championship. Right. You got a brand new roster. They didn't go through spring football, half those players they had.
Yeah.
What a coaching job they did. Great job. And they got Nebraska this week. That's 11 o'clock kickoff. I'll watch that one. We were down at that Cajun place Saturday morning watching. That was packed out. Brian called me about 10:30. Says, man, advertising working here, it is packed out. We get down there, and we ordered around 11:15. We got the wings, and they're if you love gumbo, chicken gumbo and sausage, that's the best you'll get anywhere. Blaine had it. He was down here visiting me, my roommate in college, and he says, my God, this is the best I've ever had. But the wings were great. It was packed out all day long Saturday. They had a really good day. Get out there at that Cajun place. Every time a college game's being played, you get 50-cent wings, $5 pitchers. You can't beat that. It was incredible. You went down to our other place, man.
I did. I went to Bevo Grady's out there in Lynn Haven.
And you didn't see Pat.
And he had just left.
He better get in here now.
Maybe he heard I was coming.
Yeah, hopefully he's heading in here right now to visit with us. Pat, where are you? We need you. Get in here.
Oh, man.
My back's hurting.
Boneless wings and the onion rings. Onion rings
Woo.
are incredible.
Now, Sunday, I had my usual J. Michaels. Yesterday, I had my usual J. Michaels. Get on J. Michaels, the best seafood, coldest beer, right there on Thomas Drive. Stevenson Air Conditioning, you wanted to feel like, well, it felt good today. Getting up this morning, coming outside, finally, it felt better. And we always feel good because we have Stevenson Air Conditioning. We don't care what time, day or night. If you got a problem, it breaks down, call Stevenson Air Conditioning. They're there for you. South Oak Title and Closing, Chuck Tucker. No one does a better job than Chuck Tucker and South Oak Title and Closing. For all your real estate needs, make sure you don't make a mistake. No surprises. Go with South Oak Title and Closing and Chuck Tucker. Wildcat. We'll be right back. Hopefully we'll have Rutherford coach Floyd on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's the PCB Hobby Takeover with Todd. Mondays at 5:20 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
That is a very high-end card and very rare.
Todd talks about coins, trading cards, collectibles, and the amazing stories behind them.
It was the first one that's ever come through my door.
Plus, we'll be taking your calls and questions at 850-215-6290. The PCB Hobby Takeover.
A platform for you to do your hobby.
Mondays at 5:20 on the Sports Talk Must. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Tuesday. Mostly sunny this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze around 10 miles per hour out of the south and temps near 89. We will have clear skies tonight and be warm at 75. And sunny tomorrow and a high 87. Sunshine much of the day, but with a chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening Thursday with a temp of 87. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies, new and vintage cards, and Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports. It can always be reached at InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
With summer winding down and another school year upon us, That Boot Store invites the entire family to shop for the widest selections of Western and work clothing in the area at prices you can afford. Don't forget to drive carefully. The roads will be busy. A reminder from That Boot Store. Open Tuesday through Thursday 9 to 5, Friday and Saturday 9 to 5:30. Next to Billboard Kia on 15th Street, Panama City. And remember, God is good all the time. That Boot Store.
It moves fast. The High School Spotlight. Weekdays at 5:40.
Let's do it.
Sponsored by Barbaritos. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Sad weekend. Jimmy Buffett, the Southern Mississippi Golden Eagle, passes away at 76 years old. Blaine loved him. We grew up in the dorm. He always had his music playing in our dorm. That guy was brilliant too. He was big time. You hear me? Big time money. He invested his money. He knew what he was doing. The guy was incredible. Alabama did a great thing. The entire stadium. They showed on some national station. Maybe it was Fox News or something. Anyway, Alabama sang that song right there in the entire stadium, and it was loud. It was pretty cool. He's a Mobile, Alabama boy that did well. And somebody told me he was out his way he was going to go to San Francisco, somewhere out in California, do a show or do something. That's what I heard. And then he dies. So I'm not sure about the show. That was just hearsay. Not sure about that.
He had canceled some shows.
He had canceled
prior to that.
Skin cancer.
And then
it was skin cancer.
And then, yeah, he was getting worse and worse and finally passed.
I'm telling you, man, Dr. Ward, we say that all the time, 5 minutes save your life.
There's your proof right there.
About that stuff. Melanoma will kill you, man. All right, we got Coach Floyd, Rutherford High School. They went on the road and played at a place where they've won multiple state championships, and they don't have to worry about really school of choice because they all grow up and they all want to play there, which is a big advantage in this day and time. And Rutherford did a great job. They almost pulled it out Coach Floyd, how you doing today? Great job this past weekend. You're doing a wonderful job at Rutherford building about that program. Talk about who played well for you and give us a little rundown what happened last week.
The guys played hard. They did some good things. Had a few mistakes small mistakes ended up being big on big plays. As far as some of the guys that played well on offense and defense, Cedric Andrews, number 9, plays tight end and D tackle. He caught a touchdown. Had several key blocks on a few power plays, kicking out on offense, and he had several tackles for loss. I think he ended up with 9 total tackles throughout that game. And then Clarius Oates, he got player of the week for offense. Playing left guard, the guy you turn on film, you see the guy every week. He just kind of sticks out. East Coast is texting, hey man, who is this number 52? So, I think that was kind of great giving it to a lineman. And then as far as the defensive side of the ball, Cedric Andrews actually got the player of the game for that. But we had several guys like Dakari Brown. He had about 10 tackles, 11 tackles. Roshan Taylor, number 21, he's a sophomore in the program, starting stone safety. He had another 11 tackles. So, the guys came to play ball, but we're not a team built to be able to overcome huge mistakes where, you let people score a punt return and not getting up the field on the 4th down. It's not how we're built yet. So that kind of hurt us. The game could have looked a little different without those 2 large mistakes.
How did it go at practice yesterday? Everything go pretty good?
Yeah, yesterday was a great day. We had about 40 kids that was there. We checked in about 9 o'clock, worked out, got the bench press in. After that, we ended up getting a little film in, went outside, conditioned before practice, got practice started, conditioned after practice, and it was a pretty solid day. Then we fed them, and the guys seemed upbeat. They're ready to work.
Good. That's great, Coach. What about injury-wise? Do you get some people banged up over there in Bluntstown?
Man, the backup right tackle who we're playing with now because Edward Johnson shoulder injury. Hopefully he can get back within a week or so. But the backup right tackle banged his knee up a little bit, but he practiced. He wasn't limited or anything. But other than that, pretty much made it out healthy. So outside of not getting the win, it was a pretty solid week.
All right. What do you got? Now, am I correct? Do you have Fort Walton this week?
Yes, sir. Fort Walton. We go over to Fort Walton, and they got a pretty good coach. Came over from Guthrie Breeze, Coach Clayton. Mm-hmm. Those guys went 0-10, I think it was, last year. But it's a totally different team. They got several transfers, man. The quarterback is about 6'2", 6'3". He can run, sling it a little bit. He's a junior. And then their little running back, number 0, is about 5'9", 185. And he can fly. And those guys kind of are what's making it go. They line up and spread. They can throw it a little bit, but they really want to run the ball. And those 2 guys are kind of what jumped on South Walton last week and got it going. Yeah,
that South Walton's got a good team, and they got a win there. You went playing a 1A school, and now you're playing one of the biggest schools in the Panhandle. In the future, are you going to try to schedule teams about the same classification you guys are?
Yeah, but you still got to have a couple of those, larger schools on there just to see where you stand, as long as they're not really going to kill your kids' mentality or anything. But you got to kind of have those games of challenge. But
now, is that game played there? Or is it at Walton, or is it going to be here?
It is at Fort Walton. It is at Fort Walton. Previously, it was Walton County, and it was our home game. But they ended up scheduling Union County, and we ended up getting Fort Walton on. Okay. And we agreed to have it over there.
Okay. Matchup, they're the spread. What about being a physical football team? Do you guys match up, physically with those teams, with Fort Walton Beach?
I think we match up physically. You can tell them guys are changing their program around. They're pretty solid on the O-line. A big number 60 on the O-line. He can go 78, which is the left guard. He's pretty solid. But, I think the ID line is a strength. Our front 7 is a strength of our defense as of right now. That's how we're playing. So I think with their front, their best guys being up front, and those 2 guys in the backfield, I think is strength on strength when it comes to that. I know they want to spread it out and kind of run it underneath it. But, we just got to be able to hold down the fort on the inside. And if they do sling it over the top, those guys need to be back there ready to come.
Coach, what do they do on defense? Are they attacking defense? What are they, a 4-man front, 3-man front? What do they do?
They're 4-2-5. Pretty much the old school Bama Diamond and Rabbits, man. You know, you got a nickel back, 2 linebackers, 4 D linemen, 2 DN, 3 tech, 1 tech, sometimes in a 2 tech, slanting, Xing a little extra stunt. And they're pretty well coached. So they line up their alignment pretty nice. You know, you see everybody on film seem like they're on the same page and they run around a little bit. Not very huge, but they're, a little long and fast. And I think those guys can play.
Well, I tell you what, man, you great showing last week. Keep working. Year one's your toughest year. It gets better after that. You're doing a great job over there. And we will talk to you next Tuesday about Rutherford at Fort Walton Beach. Thank you so much, Coach, for coming on.
Yep. Thank you for having me.
Coach Floyd, he's doing a good job, Jim. I like him. I think he's going to do an outstanding job there at Rutherford High School. Got to get him to stay a while. They need to get somebody and stay there a while, build a program and stay
if you've been in this part of the state for a while, back in the day, back in the 90s, Fort Walton Beach and Rutherford would have been a great matchup. Not that it's not now, but you think about who played at Fort Walton Beach. You got Danny Werfel, and they were state champs, and Steve Harden over at Rutherford, they had it going too. That would have been a big-time marquee matchup. Hopefully they can get it back like that again.
No doubt. You got to keep a coach. You can't keep switching coaches out. I think he's going to do a good job right there. All right, we get back. Jim Borant, FSU, Florida State, to me right now should be the number 1 ranked team in the country. Look who they play compared to everybody else's cupcake games. They get it done. They blow out number 5 LSU. Wow. I tell you what, Georgia, Alabama, they looked okay. Nothing special, I don't think. Auburn looked pretty good compared to what they've had the last couple of years. To me, I mean, am I wrong? FSU is probably the most impressive thing I've seen.
Yeah, they've definitely had the best competition. There's no question.
Yeah, they look good, man. Well. God, no, FSU, I believe, is backed. They just got to do that every single week. Come out and play every week. Be focused. Be ready to play. Good things will happen. All right, what do we got today, Wildcat?
Well, Coach, we gave away NASCAR tickets once before, but this time ESPN 104.3 is going to do it not once, not twice, but 3 times better by giving away 3 sets of tickets to the Yellowwood 500. The Yellowwood 500 is on Friday, September the 30th and October the 1st. So a couple of days of racing excitement, and we're going to give away not 1, not 2, but 3 pairs of tickets. And you know the drill by now. At 8:45, we're going to give you a keyword, and you text that keyword to 850-215-6290. You text that keyword, and then listen to the afternoon underdogs around 4:40. They're going to pick a name. They're going to announce it. And the quicker you call in, the better your chances of winning a set of tickets to the Yellowwood 500 in Talladega Supermotor Speedway for Sunday, September 30th and October the 1st.
How much time? We got to go right now. We got to go. No,
you got some people to talk about. You talk about them.
I can do my commercials?
Okay.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I was going to talk about something else, but I'll hold that off. I'll come back to that sometime today. We'll get that in. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. We just got through talking about skin cancer being deadly, and it truly is, man. Don't play around with this. If it doesn't look right, feel right, what's it going to hurt? Go see Dr. Ward. Let him check you out. 5 minutes, that's all it's going to take. And if you got something, it's not melanoma, it's no big deal. They can take care of it. It is, then you got something to worry about. But he's the guy that can save you. I'm telling you that right now. There's an office throughout Northwest Florida. Dr. Ward does an incredible job. Again, 5 minutes can save your life. Make an appointment. Go see Dr. Ward. Dr. Chad Mitchell, the legendary doctor, has been taking care of athletes now for 24 years. We'll be in the saddle Monday morning. Looking forward to him getting back in here. He watched all the games. He's pumped up. He texted me about Clemson already. But make a call, make an appointment. He'll take care of you. The guy's great. We talked already about that Cajun place. What a great time we had down there. 50-cent wings, $5 pitchers. Every time a college game's being played, go check it out. I think you'll absolutely love it. Have a great time. Don't forget they're open now Saturdays and Sundays at 10 o'clock for brunch. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. Go down and have a great time, especially on Thursdays. Karaoke. Fridays, happy hour, Monday through Friday, happy hour, heck, every day happy hour, 3 to about 7, buy one, get one free. The best Mexican food you get anywhere. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, right across the street from the Navy Base on Thomas Drive. Rudy's Barbecue on Bat Beach Road. You love Texas barbecue. You love the best barbecue you can get in the United States of America. It's at Rudy's Barbecue right there on Back Beach Road. They also cater. Give them a call. They'll come to you. They do an incredible job. Rudy's Barbecue on Back Beach Road. We'll be right back. You listen to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We get back. FSU, big win over LSU. About 10 million people watching the ball game, matter of fact. I think we need them in the SEC. Be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida is your home for Mosley Dolphin football. The rivalries are back. Listen to every game right here with play-by-play in ultra-high fidelity. Mosley Dolphin football on ESPN Northwest Florida is presented by Panama City Toyota, Orthopedic Specialist, Ellis Agency Insurance, Barbaritos Southwestern Grill and Cantina, Culligan Water, Chapman Wealth Management, and Gulf Coast Aquarium. Your authorized Seacom and Zoomed dealer.
Take your next adventure in an eco-friendly, all-electric Kia EV6 that gives you the movement that inspires. You can live fully charged while saving now and down the road on fuel costs. Schedule a test drive today and explore the electrified Kia vehicles at Billboard Kia. You have to drive it to believe it. Now offering $7,500 EV lease bonus when you lease a new 2023 Kia EV6 Wind Electric all-wheel drive for 36 months. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology with a performance that minimizes the impact of our environment. Billboard Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. See us today at 2435 East 15th Street or BillboardKiaPanamaCity.com. We make it easy to switch to EV ownership and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Close-in lease based on a new 2023 Kia EV6 model number N5452. No security deposit required. $7,500 EV lease bonus not available for cash. Subject to credit approval, dealer participation, and vehicle availability. $49.99 due at signing for well-qualified leases. See dealer for complete details. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Billboard Kia warranty. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 9/5/23.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Do you know who I am?
If he was the last person on Earth,
Kind of a big deal.
mankind would still have a chance.
We may have to repopulate the Earth.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show.
I'm very important.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We got a caller, right? Let's take it. Good morning.
Good morning, Coach Hale. Who's with you riding shotgun?
We got the one and only Jim Bob Barant.
Has he already done his how Kent State got killed by UCF report?
No, he's been quiet.
There.
He's been real quiet about
Last
that.
time the Golden Flashes were relevant, Jack Lambert and Nick Saban were on campus at Kent.
Last time they were relevant, the Ohio National Guard was killing people. Don't tell no lies. Wait, that's the same tide.
Four dead in Ohio.
Nick was there then.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Nick was there.
He was. So was the dude I knew, but I won't go into that because he's dead. Anyway, I was called up with the something that's marketable. I think newbies will sponsor me. It's the Glenn Manley Coaching Awards, Monday morning quarterback club coaching awards on Tuesday today because of Labor Day. Anyway,
they do that with their top picks of the week anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drum roll. Number 3, Mike. Don't call me Van Gundy for almost losing to University of Central Arkansas while he was in Stillwater manscaping. He gets a free tabloid about some timeshare in the Ouachita Mountains near an abandoned uranium mine. Number 2, in another moral victory by Dabo Swinney, he gets the generic orange house for sale sign. Drum roll, please. And number 3, he gets a live expense, all expenses paid. I can't talk this morning because I've been drinking. Anyway, he gets all expenses paid visit from Allied Van Lines. That's Butch Jones for his great 0-57 victory in Norman. Is that guy a coach? No. He should have taken over his daddy's filling station. He graduated from the Saban School of Rehabilitation, whatever, which Sarkeesian graduated from. By the way, I won't go into that. Maybe we can talk later about it this week if he doesn't.
Lane Kiffin, too.
Hey, did you have to say that cuss word to me? Come on, remember I'm a Tennessee fan. Jim Bob, zips forever. Like in 57 to zip, Butch Jones sucks. Bye.
Bye. Dang, man. That was.
He's on a roll.
Poor old Butch Jones looked sad on the sidelines. You watch that?
No.
It was ugly.
No, I don't want
it was
to.
ugly. It was ugly. We had all those different TVs and we could watch them all. I mean, I tell you what, though, a great game was that Colorado. Dang, I loved that. At the end, like when they won that game, I was pulling for Dion. All right, Jim, did you play FSU yet? We doing FSU? I got to hear it. We're not going to do it till you play it. You got to play it. Woo! Play it loud and proud. Florida State, Florida State, Florida State. Woo! What a beatdown down in Orlando. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I picked LSU.
Oh, wait a minute. Brought to you by Newbies. Brought to you by Newbies. You want to have a great time? Get out to Newbies. I got to talk about I'm sorry.
That was the best game I watched all weekend.
Oh, yeah. No question.
By far. I mean, I was on the edge of my seat with a handful of boneless wings in one hand and onion rings in the other. And I was even my wife, who's like not much into college football. But
well, I'm just curious. I could see you being on the edge of your seat the first half. The second half, you could have laid down and took a nap. I mean, they just beat them down.
Yeah, but I was so pumped up from the first half.
Oh, okay. Who are you pulling for?
Oh, I was torn between the two, but I think I picked LSU last week.
You did. You did.
I think I did.
You did. I did too. I thought they'd win by a field goal or something.
Yeah, I don't.
The first half, I thought that's how it had played.
They were ahead at halftime.
Yeah,
I mean, 17. It wasn't like that far out of the realm of possibilities.
And they had every opportunity to score down there.
Yeah, it should have been more.
Yeah. Go ahead. What you got?
With Florida State, obviously that was a humongous win. To me, that was the best win of the weekend because it was the best competition. Mm-hmm. Dion and TCU, but I think TCU's terrible on defense. LSU's a legit team. The stats were pretty close. LSU had 460 yards. FSU had 494. The passing and running were all pretty similar. But they just took over the second half, and they just dominated. That really surprised me. Not that. They couldn't do that, but I didn't expect it at all. I just didn't. And they played really well.
The mayor texted me during the game, and I'm going to tell you what, Bernicki did an unbelievable job. He picked every game right, 100% college games. He beat us all. He won it.
He lost Clemson.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. He picked Clemson. Okay, I didn't watch last night. Okay.
And I look at the I got the stats down.
He lost one then. He lost one.
The big difference is what's your conversion on third down? Well, LSU was 3 out of 10 on third down and 0 for 3 on fourth down. So to me, one of the big keys of the game was LSU gets the ball first, drives down to the 1 yard line first and goal from the 1 yard line and end up at the 15 with no points.
Yeah.
It's like, why can people not score from the 1 yard line? And we've talked about this so much. It's not just LSU. It's so many teams. Getting shotgun. What's wrong with getting up under center?
I'm glad you brought that. Yeah, please say that.
I mean, why is it so hard? Why is it so difficult? You got,
first and goal from the 2? And
one. They had a penalty. They had a penalty.
That's right.
They got to the 1.
And you're right. And they stayed in shotgun.
From the 1. And it got no points.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't get it. Well, maybe Rob's got it. Rob, how you doing, sir? Robbie?
You there?
We got you now, big FSU.
All right. He hung up on me. Hey, was there some sports on this weekend or what?
Golly, there's some good stuff going on.
Did you see that soccer team out of Miami with that guy come over there and they beat the California 2-0? Man, that was exciting. And the Braves, they beat up on the Los Angeles Dodgers. Oh, yeah, there was some football this weekend, too. I forgot about that.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
Hey, man, college football is back,
baby.
Not soccer in Los Angeles.
Good Lord.
Hey, Hey, my wife had to get a crowbar to get my butt out of the seat this morning.
I can believe that.
I know. All I did was eat. Hey, Rob?
Yes,
FSU made LSU quit. They made them quit in the second half.
They kind of gave up.
Well, they didn't quit when they put the 13 defensive backs in there with 2 minutes left in the game.
Yeah, well.
Rob, I'm going to get your take on this. This came out last week, but I didn't get a chance to talk to anybody about it. You know, you're an FSU guy, and Deion played for the Noles. And what about Deion saying that he's no longer a Nole? He graduated from HBCU college.
Rob made him mad.
Well,
so he's not a Nole. He's not considered a Nole. What do you think about that?
I'm disappointed in Deion's reaction about all that. And I understand most of you guys that play college football that go to the pros, 99% of them do not graduate until after they get out of the pros.
Right.
Now, Derek Brooks came back and graduated from Florida State. Warwick Dunn came back and graduated from Florida State. And I'm almost positive that Jameis has gotten his degree from Florida State while he was hurt and stuff and not. But anyway, and I'm kind of disappointed in Deion's reaction to all of it. You know, he proved his point. He came out there. He showed everybody how to play. But you know, I lost a little respect, and I understand what he's trying to do is get the limelight back on the traditional, you know, colleges, the smaller colleges and stuff. The bad thing is, did y'all see, you know, because ESPN was talking about, oh, you'll see the tradition and everything when Jackson State comes on and plays today. Well, you saw what happened to Jackson State when Deion, you know, took all the athletes out of there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I understand that, and I don't want to make anybody mad on stuff like that, but, you know.
Well, I don't understand. What was he upset about FSU about? I still don't understand.
Well, somebody just made a comment to him, and he says, "I'm not a Nole because I didn't graduate." What do you mean you're not a Nole? I mean, you're probably the most famous athlete who ever played there in any sport. How can you say you're not a Nole? Like, come on.
So
I think he was.
I just think it was unnecessary.
Yeah, I think he was on the sidelines, you know, there a few games earlier in his career, but now he's. You know, and if you're coaching it somewhere else, you got to say, hey, you're all in at Colorado this week.
Yeah.
Until somebody else comes along, you know, and then your closet full of black and gold goes out, you know, into storage, and you pick up the next thing. You know?
Rob,
so
after seeing all the games this weekend, and if you're going to pick the best team week by week, in my opinion, FSU has to be number one this week. They played the toughest competition. They blew them out of the water. They looked unbeatable. I thought they looked better in Alabama. I thought they looked better in Georgia. I thought they looked better in Ohio State. I thought they looked better in Michigan. Am I right or wrong? I would have FSU this week. If you're going to go who truly is the best team in the country week by week, it had to be FSU this week.
Well, I'll agree that on the second half they played better than probably anybody else because Del Rey got them calmed down. But when you're playing and getting ready to play, I don't know that you can compare what Alabama played against or what Georgia played against. You know, I'm going to tell you, North Carolina and South Carolina was a great ball game. I don't know if you watched any of that Friday. Well, I think it was Friday night that it was on.
I missed that one.
That was a good game, and North Carolina won it in the very end. You know, it was back and forth. But
well, let me ask you this, Rob: Is the SEC?
When do the rankings come out again? I thought they had been out
today. I'll look for it in just a second. See what about the SEC? I'm not pumped up about the SEC like I was before the season. We lose two of them, two games to the ACC. And we didn't look that. I mean, Florida.
And the Gators lost to the
Florida got spanked.
Pac-12.
Spanked. Pac-12 goes undefeated.
Florida really looked unprepared.
Golly, man. And they got. You talking about the ACC? Clemson. Well, they look.
Clemson,
they didn't look very good.
Clemson ran up against the buzzsaw last night. I think Clemson thought that one kid, number one, what's his name? Anyway, the running back, number one,
Shipley.
he was their offense last year, and I think.
Hey, good luck running against Florida State's defense. LSU couldn't score down the goal line. I mean, they stopped the run.
Yeah, they did.
That that first drive they came down there, they got that personal foul penalty.
They hit that first play. They call them the man covers, the back and the flat. That was a big play. Right. What did they pick up 60 yards like the first play of the game? That was
the linebacker got the look, and the linebacker stepped and picked up the tight end coming across, and instead of taking the back out. That was just they just put so many people coming and going in the same direction.
Yeah. It was a good design play. Yeah, it was good design.
Yeah, it was. And I think anybody that watches said, "Ooh, that works." Start writing that down. So, but I was very impressed at the way FSU's offensive line in the second half pretty much dominated. I hate that, early it was run back and forth, sideline to sideline, and you can't do that against a great defense.
Yeah, LSU speed. And you see what LSU did? They moved Perkins to linebacker. I mean, I get it, great athlete, good speed, sideline to sideline, but it took away that great pass rusher they had. I mean, he's dropping in coverage.
Yeah, that kind of surprised me.
Yeah, I don't know about that move. But I get why he did it, but I'm not sure. Hey, listen, Rob, we got to take a break. You want to hold on? You got to go.
Yeah, I'll hold on for a little bit.
All right, hold on a little bit. Let's talk about some of our great people. We just talked about Newbies. I want to thank John and Charlotte for the FSU update brought to you by Newbies. Get out Newbies, have a great time. Newbies 2 in the Curtis Place. Go watch all sporting events. The Mothership, Saturdays and Sundays, best bands around. Have a great time out there. Make sure you tell them Coach sent you. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to look better, feel better? Jason Kovaleski, he was complaining. Jason was whining about high school picks. He doesn't like picking high school games. He knocked it out of the ballpark, college games. High school, not so much. Jason, we combined it. You knew the rules. Quit crying. Get down to Max Fit Sports Nutrition. 2 great locations. 23rd Street, Pier Park. Saw Kay down on 23rd Street. No, actually at Pier Park yesterday. Beef O'Brady's. Pat, where are you? We miss you. Get in here. Get down to Beef O'Brady's. Tomorrow is the day. From 11:30 to 3, you can buy 10 wings, drink, and a side for only $9.99. Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. Hey, Wildcat, they had a good crowd there at
yeah, it was. I mean, it wasn't so crowded that you had to wait for a table or anything, but all the tables were
Food's
full.
Good, wasn't it?
Oh, man.
You get
it was fun. It just walked in there.
The atmosphere. They're friendly, smiled on their face.
Yeah.
They love life.
The waitresses were great. They were funny. They were nice.
That's Beef O'Brady's Lynn Haven. We all know that. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Jim Bob Morant, Rob, all you want to know about FSU, LSU, we get back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The tradition continues.
That ball is going to be out of here.
The Atlanta Braves play here.
Bombs away.
The Atlanta Braves are back and making a statement.
Head first slide, 2 RBI triple.
Listen to Atlanta Braves baseball in a rich audio experience live on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Here comes the thunder.
Sponsored by Bestway Portable Buildings, Dave and Buster's, PCB Hobby, and Gulf Coast Aquarium.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Tuesday. Mostly sunny this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze around 10 miles per hour out of the south and temps near 89. We will have clear skies tonight and be warm at 75. And sunny tomorrow and a high 87. Sunshine much of the day, but with a chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening Thursday with a temp of 87. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
As a realtor, it's important who you choose as your title company. May we suggest South Oak Title? Their offices are modern, comfortable, and state-of-the-art. South Oak Title can close transactions in any location in Florida, Alabama, and Tennessee. Their free mobile app allows realtors to deliver a net sheet in seconds. They provide mobile closing services to accommodate buyers and sellers. Their offices are beautifully decorated, state-of-the-art, complete, safe, and secure. South Oak Title, creating a better title and closing experience through technology and tailored service. Visit them online at southoaktitle.com.
It's time to pick your path and go big and go bold from Bill Bird Kia. You can drive away in a brand new 2024 Telluride from Bill Bird Kia. The 2024 Telluride protects what matters, and it's built for the long haul. Its technology will connect with confidence, and its upscale, all-around rugged look will take you on to the next adventure. The road is yours. Bill Bird Kia, the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us today at 2435 East 15th Street or BillBirdKia.com.
When When he played football, helmets had not been invented yet. Players played both sides, and quarterbacks weren't afraid of needles. It's the Coach James Hale Show, live from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back as you listen to our Southern Mississippi, Harvard of the South graduate, Mobile, Alabama boy. He did good, man. He had a great life.
Did real good.
Did a great life. Great singer. Smart with his money, invested. I mean, I think he was a billionaire when he died. I mean, he made big time money. All right, we got Rob on the phone. Hey, Rob, I want to hit this real quick. Jim and I were talking between the breaks. You got to be careful at LSU what you say, what you do. They want him fired. They want him out of Baton Rouge. They have gone off on Brian Kelly, and he kind of threw his team under the bus after the game. Coach Bryant used to always blame himself when they lose a football game. I remember listening to him. He said, I didn't have him ready. My fault. No help from the sideline.
If you're a good coach, that's what you do. Yeah. Don't blame other people.
He goes, we thought we were two-time what did we think we were? Georgia Bulldogs, two-time national champs. We made a mistake. We're not who we think we are, or who we thought we were.
He stuck his foot in his mouth earlier in the week when he said we're going to go down there and whip up on FSU or beat
right,
or whatever. That was number one mistake.
Yeah.
And number two, you're absolutely right. When after that, how do you say that? Isn't that when they were sitting at the table and you had two kids sitting there beside him?
Yeah, I was watching the quarterback's body language too when that was going on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he enjoyed listening to that either.
No, that wasn't. That's if you wanna motivate your team and stuff, say that in the locker room about, hey, y'all play like somebody we're not. That's not us.
Yeah.
We need to find ourselves or whatever. But what he said to the media, he's got a lot of explaining to do, I would think.
Well, Jim made a great point. At halftime, you had the lead, and if your team didn't play well, who's it on? What the other coach on the other side made the adjustments, and look what happened for Florida State. He didn't make the adjustments.
I was listening to it halfway on the radio and halfway on the TV. So, but at halftime when he went down there and did his interview, how they, it was all political and everything. Even the announcer said, "Oh, how great of a motivator he is, and how he explains how everything is happening and this and that and everything else." But he sure messed up when he said that after the game. I'm really disappointed in what he did there. You asked earlier, and I thought about it while we were on commercial break, about what Dion was doing and stuff. And Dion has proven himself to a lot of these young kids and stuff. So when he goes in and tells them, this is where we're going to do, this is the way we're going to act, they're believing everything he tells them. There's been other coaches that have come in and tried that, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
And I think Dion has a leg up on that. Charles Barkley said something earlier that I remember now, too. Charles Barkley can say a lot of things that other people can't say because of who he is. But I think Dion's got to take more of a leadership role and not blame any mistakes or anything on other people, and get a group of people in there to help lead and be a leader.
Yeah.
And mold these people.
I was watching him on the sidelines. Every time a kid made a mistake, he talked to him, and before he walked off, he patted him on the back.
Exactly.
I thought he was really positive and did a good job with him.
Right. You didn't see him run over and scream and holler and yell and snatch face mask and anything like that. He put his arm around them, taught them, teach them, coach them up, put your arm around them, tell them you love them, and, get them next time.
Yep.
But in that game, it was hard to pick out anything they really did wrong, but he is a good coach, because he was good when he was doing the high school stuff. He coached his kids in high school down in Central Florida.
Yeah. Well, hey, did anything else stick out this weekend to you, college football-wise? Anything you positive, negative?
No, I watched a lot of the games. I try and watch one that's good, that's exciting, and I really don't have a dog in the fight. But
I went to bed last night in the third quarter. I told Jim, I said, I went to bed, I think it was 13-7 or something like that, and Florida, Clemson had the ball down the goal line, and I went to bed. I was tired, so I'm going to bed. They're going to blow them out. I wake up this morning and see it. My phone was blowing up.
Clemson fumbled twice going in.
Oh, they
fumbled inside the 5-yard line twice last
twice.
night. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was they thought at one time it was 7-13 and they would have taken the lead.
Right. I thought they would score. That's when I went to bed. It's crazy. All right, Rob, you take care of yourself,
guys.
brother. Thank you for calling, man.
Y'all have a great one. Hey, tell Dr. Ward, oops.
All right, I will. Thanks, man. Hey, you got anything else on FSU?
No.
Anything you want to finish up with? All right, let's get the scores, what happened this weekend, the SEC. Vandy gets it done. Well, that was earlier, 30. Anyway, Missouri wins 35-10 over South Dakota. Tennessee 49, Virginia 13. That was played in Nashville. That was packed out. That had a huge crowd, and most of them were Tennessee fans. They look good. Tennessee is going to have a good year, I do believe. Kentucky, your Wildcats look really good.
That's right. Even though, of course, now the tough schedule begins.
Right.
Maybe they might get.
But you know what?
Game.
So what? They won the game.
Yeah. They're on the right track.
Kentucky 44, Ball State 14. Our Gators, we all know, took it on the chin, 24-11. And you had Arkansas. I'm telling you, man, Arkansas has got a quarterback. They got a running back. They're going to upset somebody this year. They beat Western Carolina 56-13. Ole Miss showed no mercy for Mercer. That's pretty good. 73-3. You may say it again? Did you enjoy that?
Say it again.
73-3. How can you score that many points now? The game just keeps running, man. They must have a lot of big plays. They have like 3 quarterbacks that could probably start somewhere else. Ole Miss, great job, big win. Auburn Tigers look so much better. We got Andy Burcham Day at 8:15. Auburn 59, UMass 14. Mississippi State, we wondered how they would look. They look pretty good. The offense is different. 48-7 over Southeast Louisiana. Georgia, Jim, 48-7. UT Martin. Business-like approach, weren't pumped up, just, game of the season. We're just so used to Georgia looking so much, just dominating everything. But, hey, 48-7, I'll take that. North Carolina beats South Carolina 31-17. What'd you think about that?
I didn't see any of that game, but I saw that North Carolina sacked Rattler 9 times.
Chisholm's had the defense. That's what we
Chisholm had the defense going a little bit.
Mac's always going to have a good offense.
A little bit.
Mac Brown has won 100 games at North Carolina. He's won 100 games at Texas. I don't know. Has any other coach ever done that, 100 games?
I think he was at, wasn't he at Tulane? Was that his brother?
No, he was at Tulane, too. He was undefeated, I believe, at Tulane.
Watson Brown, I know, was at.
He was at Vandy. I think.
I don't know. Could be.
Yeah, now you're right. Mac was at Tulane. But anyway, I don't know if any other coach has won 100 games at 2 different schools like that. That's pretty neat, man. Anyway, he breaks a record there. Texas A&M's offense looked really good. Texas A&M 52, New Mexico 10. Now, how are they going to perform against Miami this week? Miami gets a big win. That's going to be a big game. Looking forward to watching that. I will watch that game. We get back. We got the Alabama Crimson Tide coming up. They took care of business. We'll talk more about that when we get back right now. Hey, do you want your yard to look absolutely gorgeous? Turf Pro Pest Control will get it done for you. Call Patrick. His crew does a great job. That's Turf Pro Pest Control. Give them a call. Let them come to your yard and let them make it look beautiful like Pat Dye Field. They can do it. They can make it look like Bobby Bowden, Steve Spurrierfield. He's got the crew.
Bugs.
No, nothing. There will be no bugs. There'll be nothing. They get it taken care of. They're number one.
Right there.
Thank you. They are number one. Taco Bell. All our high school updates, especially Port St. Joe. Taco Bell, we got 3 great locations on Panama City Beach. Got a great one down there in Callaway. But you know what? We got a brand new Taco Bell at Port St. Joe. It's beautiful. All you people down at Port St. Joe, you better get out and support Taco Bell, because the reason we do everything for you guys down there every Friday is because of Taco Bell wanted you on there. They want you to be part of the big deal. Taco Bell, get out and have a great time. All right, we'll be right back. You listen to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents the Race to Talladega. Win a pair of tickets to the 2023 Yellowwood 500. Listen mornings at 8:45 for the keyword of the day. When you hear it, text the keyword in your name to 850-215-6290. If we announce your name, race to the phones and call us back. How long it takes you to call back is your qualifying time. The top 3 qualifying times win a pair of tickets to Talladega from ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Tuesday. Mostly sunny this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze around 10 miles per hour out of the south and temps near 89. We will have clear skies tonight and be warm at 75. And sunny tomorrow and a high 87. Sunshine much of the day, but with a chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening Thursday with a temp of 87. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Barbaritos lets you say yes to fresh. If you don't know what to eat or where to get it, well, fret no more. Barbaritos is here to help with its healthy menu, offering 7 meals with less than 500 calories. Barbaritos has lots of healthy options made with farm fresh food. Your health and your family's health matters to us. Come eat healthy at Barbaritos, 23rd Street in the Stanford Station Shopping Center near Academy Sports. Barbaritos, food, community, people.
The Panhandle's destination for live play-by-play.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Golf is a game that should be fun. But to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Dothan and Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michaels Studio.
Boss, I got good news and bad news. Whoa, what's the bad news? Your hat's on fire.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Tide Roll Alabama Update is brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. Offices throughout Northwest Florida taking care of locals. Give them a call anytime, day or night. They'll be there for you. They do an incredible job. They're number one.
What are you doing with that Auburn shirt on?
It's Auburn Day, man. What do you think? I got a brand new Auburn shirt on. It's because who we got coming on? Andy Bertram, 8:15 Auburn. Friday, I'll wear my Bama shirt.
All right. Boy, speaking of Bama, I took a little tour back through Bay Point. And you talk about a lot of houses and boats with Alabama insignia on it.
Yeah.
There are a lot of rolling tide going back there.
Now, were you talking about the ones on the behind the house? There's a bunch of them too
in the canals. I guess is what we know. Somebody's got a house.
We saw there's a bunch of them also at the marina, Bay Point Marina, right there. I saw a huge Bama flag with the old Bear Bryant.
These were on the houses and on the boats back in there. There was even a boat called Roll Tide.
That was mine. That was mine. As far as you know. Yeah. No, I don't even have a boat. I do not have a boat. Anyway, Alabama Update brought by Stevenson Air Conditioning. Anytime, day or night, they're there for you. All right. Alabama gets it done. 56, Middle Tennessee State 7. Place was packed out. Dennis texted me during the game, showed me some pictures and things. Alabama played pretty well. Jalen Melrose, pretty good night. Had 194 yards passing. He rushed for another 48 yards and he did something that's never happened. I think he scored like 5 touchdowns. I believe 3 were passed, 2 run, or whatever it was. He had a total offense of 242 yards, a total of 5 touchdowns. Pretty good job.
And there are people probably want to replace him. He ain't good enough. He ain't Tua.
He sets a record in Alabama. But I'm going to tell you what,
there's people wanting him gone.
He's beautiful.
The sad part about that, Jim's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
No matter what you do, it ain't good enough.
He's beautiful. I mean, he's big, physical kid, can run. I hope he continues to improve. Good Christian kid, too. Jamie interviewed him yesterday, and she said, Dad, he's a great guy, great kid. Anyway, he had a good game. Berkner, the other kid from Notre Dame, if I said that right, 3 of 5 for 27 yards. He looked good. He ran in for a touchdown himself. I believe he ran in for a touchdown. Simpson played a little bit at the end. He was 1 of 1. Middle Tennessee State throwing the football. They were 21 of 32, Jim. They had 127 yards passing. Every time they caught a pass, they averaged 4 yards per reception. They had 1 touchdown. They had 1 interception. Alabama as a team was 17 of 24, 226 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Rushing the ball, Bama ran the ball 31 times for 173 yards. They scored 5 rushing touchdowns. Leading rusher, Melrose, he had 7 carries for 48 yards. One was a busted play. The fumble was a fumble snap by the center. He picks it up, turns around, and runs in for a touchdown about 27 yards out. Alabama. I think it was Alabama's first score. He averaged 6.9 yards every time he ran the ball. He scored 2 rushing touchdowns. He also threw for 3. McClellan had 10 carries for 39 yards. He averaged 3.9, had 1 touchdown. Williams had 7 for 36, averaged 5.1, 0 touchdowns. That was your top 3 rushers for Alabama. Middle Tennessee State rushed the ball 24 times. 24 times they picked up 75. That's a good job by Bama's defense. They averaged 3.1 yards per carry, 0 touchdowns. As a team, Alabama ran 31 times, 173, 5 touchdowns, 5.5 every time they touched the football. Total offense, the Alabama Crimson Tide had 415 yards. Middle Tennessee State, Jim, only 202. So that's really good. Defense looked good. Wide receivers for Bama, Bond looked good. He had 5 receptions for 76 yards, averaged 15.2, had a touchdown. And Burton had 3 receptions, 63 yards, averaged 20.7 reception, had 1 touchdown. Of course, there were other ones, but that was their top receivers. All right, Alabama got it done. One thing was cool, Jim. I'll show it to you on my phone later. They played Margaritaville, and the entire place is singing. They showed it on Fox News on the not the sports part, but just the regular stuff. They were talking about him, Jimmy Buffett dying. And they showed that, how much they loved him. He's a Mobile, Alabama guy, Southern Mississippi, University of Southern Mississippi guy. But that was pretty cool what Bama did. Now, when Alabama played Texas last year, they said the band's going to sit up in the higher levels if you bring your band. Alabama has a huge band. They had so many seats for them. They said, forget it. They weren't going to do it. They didn't do it. Bama didn't go. They had Alabama tickets were up in the nosebleed at Texas Stadium. Alabama's returning the favor. They informed Texas. The first time Alabama's done this, by the way. Usually they're in the end zone down there. LSU, I've been there not too far, behind their bench, and they're about on the goal line. Lower level, not Texas. They're going to be in the nosebleed, and Texas fans are going to be in the nosebleed. But Texas people are buying up tickets left and right, and they're spending big money. You get the cheapest tickets up there, nosebleeds going like for $500. People are selling tickets for $1,000. There are going to be quite a few of Texas fans there because Alabama people are selling their tickets, making big money. But the band will be up in the nosebleed, and their regular allotment. I think in the SEC there's either 5,000 or 2,000. I think they sent Texas 2,000. I'm not sure about that. But anyway, I kind of thought, you know what? Let's just show some class. Let them sit down lower, forgive and forget. No, not going to happen.
Let me show you what I did. Harvey Updike looking somebody.
That's pretty good.
Let me tell you what I did.
All right.
I put him in the nosebleed section.
Thank you, Jim. Texas at Alabama. Alabama opens up as a 7-point favorite. Game day is going to be there. I'm not sure about the SEC network, but game day is going to be there. They're setting it up in there near Denny Chimes. We're going to go. Julie's knee screwed up, so we're not going. I asked Jim, do you want to go? No, I can't. Ohio State's on playing somebody. Anyway,
Alabama.
Unbelievable. You know how true.
It'll be on TV,
thank you. Anyway, Bama is favored by 7. Saban was interviewed yesterday. Jamie asked him a question, and he goes, Coach, what is it like? You walking down the tunnel, your team's behind you. What does that feel like? What is that like? And she goes, and by the way, your hair looks good today. And everybody kind of laughs. Well, he didn't hear the last part of the question, okay? He went on about walking the team out, did a good job. He seemed to enjoy the question, what and who the quarterback's going to be here and all that kind of stuff. So she's real good friends with a guy that's always with him. His assistant, top assistant's always with him wherever he goes. His coaching show everywhere with him all the time. Well, he goes, Coach, Jamie made a compliment to you. She said, your hair looked good today. He goes, I didn't hear. Oh, my God, I did not hear it because he didn't respond. He goes, you tell her. I said, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. So Jamie interviewed the players afterwards. Well, he comes in there and goes, hey, Jamie, come here. He said, Coach didn't hear you. And he said he wanted to tell you thank you so much about your compliment.
Didn't Julie make a comment about what a good-looking guy he was when he came to recruit Eddie?
Oh, my God. That was... I swear to God.
You're a good-looking man.
Julie gets up in his face. I mean, right beside him, he goes, I find you highly attractive. He looked at me, and he backed up, like, just shocked him. And she goes, the movie, Blindside. And he thought of me, he starts laughing. He starts laughing. He takes his coat off. He sits down. And he was like this, you and I talking, cutting up, had a great time. That broke the ice. That was crazy. But anyway.
Julie, are you listening? I remember you saying that.
Crazy. Anyway. I don't know. Let me go over this, Jim Bob. What do you think? This Texas game coming up.
Forget about the Middle Tennessee Manleys. Let's talk about the Longhorns. That's the real game.
Yeah, I'm worried about this game now.
Well, you should be. It's a good opponent.
Texas didn't look. I watched Texas play Rice. They missed the deep balls. The guys were open again. The quarterback did not look like his usual self. They just didn't. They looked kind of out of sync at times. Defense looked good. They got a good defensive football team.
We both coached forever. You got to can't overlook the mental side of this. Texas knows they're playing Alabama next week. They're playing Rice, the Rice Owls game or week 1. You got to know the mental concentration there wasn't there for Rice like it's going to be for Alabama.
Right.
They made that. I didn't watch any of the game. Personally, I think Alabama's going to play very well. I think they're going to take care of Texas. I'm not a big Sarkisian fan. I'm not a big Texas fan. I think Alabama's going to take care of them. I really do. The only way it won't happen is if they give up all the big plays, and play man coverage and get beat deep, that kind of stuff like they did last year. If they eliminate that, Alabama's going to
I thought Kevin Steele did a great job with the defense. They gave up one score. He's not going to do something like that. I just don't see him doing that. If he knows the matchup's not there, he'll play zone. He'll get out of that stuff. And I really believe that. Alabama has a linebacker, number 32, Lawson, is a freaking stud. You hear me? This is going to be the next All-American linebacker, Alabama. Sideline to sideline. Jared was calling me, texting me during the game, said, Dad, you see the speed of this kid? I had heard about him coming out of high school. He is something special, man. The guy can absolutely fly. He's one of the fastest linebackers I've seen Alabama's had in a long time. All over the field. Defense, I was pleased with the defense. I thought they played well. Offensive line, Alabama looked good at times, and then they kind of didn't look very good at times. And it got to give Middle Tennessee some credit. They run blitz, they blitzed on passing downs and stuff like that, and they didn't pick it up well. Alabama's center, I worry about him. I watched him a couple times, and Middle Tennessee saw it. They put somebody over his head, and he had a hard time handling with it.
I'm laughing because if you ever coach at James Hale, we'd have these meetings and watch film of the other teams, and I would say about 9 out of 10 times, here's what James Hale would say about the center of the team we were playing. That guy ain't worth the flip. That guy's terrible. You always hide your worst player at center. That guy's terrible. How many times did you?
I said, I want somebody hitting him in the mouth every play. Yeah.
So that maybe that's a college thing too. Yeah. How many times did I hear that? That center's terrible. Jim Bob, you see that guy's terrible.
And I wasn't impressed with our center. I bet he's a good kid. He'll get better, no doubt about that. He's ours. He'll do good. But anyway, cannot wait. Again, game day will be there Saturday morning. That night, 6 o'clock, Alabama, ESPN is a 7-point favorite over Texas. That's going to be a really good football game. It might be down the team that has the ball last win it. I am concerned about this football game. We're going to know
what's
a lot of answers.
Kicker like compared to Texas.
Oh, they're good. They got a good kicker. Alabama's got a good punter. They got a good field goal. The field goal kicker is outstanding. Kickoff guy's great. Same guy.
That's a good thing.
The punter's from Australia or somewhere. He's big, tall, huge kid.
They're all from Australia. Everybody's got an Australian kicker.
All right, we'll be right back. Andy Burcham, Auburn Tigers. I got time. Let me talk about some of our wonderful people, man. I appreciate all of them. Again, I don't give enough love to Taco Bell. Get out to Taco Bell today, have a great lunch. We got 3 right here in Panama City Beach. But all you people down in Port St. Joe, get out there to Taco Bell and support them, man. They're supporting you. You can listen to Port St. Joe Update at 7 o'clock Friday right here, sponsored by Taco Bell.
And you and I both need to go to Blue Sky.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? No doubt about that.
Your vehicle, it's nasty.
Yes, I need to get down, and the Highlander needs to get down there too. Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. We'll talk more about them in just a second because they do the Auburn update. Chuck Tucker, love you, brother. South Oak Town and Closing #1. J. Michael's Restaurant, the best seafood, coldest beer you get anywhere, and nothing's better. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. If you love Mexican food, right across the street from the Navy base, go have a good time. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents the Race to Talladega. Win a pair of tickets to the 2023 Yellowwood 500. Listen mornings at 8:45 for the keyword of the day. When you hear it, text the keyword in your name to 850-215-6290. If we announce your name, race to the phones and call us back. How long it takes you to call back is your qualifying time. The top 3 qualifying times win a pair of tickets to Talladega. From ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Tuesday. Mostly sunny this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze around 10 miles per hour out of the south and temps near 89. We will have clear skies tonight and be warm at 75. And sunny tomorrow and a high 87. Sunshine much of the day, but with a chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening Thursday with a temp of 87. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hi folks, I'm Tracy from Tracy's Fine Jewelry. Shopping for the perfect diamond can be difficult, but that's why I've trained my staff to offer you a stress-free diamond experience. Me and my I Do crew have 50 years experience, and we have more certified diamonds in stock at the best prices in town. So if you're tired of high-pressure salespeople, come see me, your diamond girl, and my I Do crew at Tracy's Fine Jewelry, because we don't work on commissions. We work for smiles and I Do's.
Hi, this is Matt Lewis with Reliable Hydraulic Solutions. We offer comprehensive diagnostics and repair service for all types of hydraulic units, such as hydraulic and pneumatic cylinders, hydraulic pumps, motors, and valves, as well as a broad range of hydraulic hoses and O-rings. Give us a call at Reliable Hydraulic Solutions at 850-326-3000 for any of your hydraulic needs.
Visit their new location, Highway 77, south of Tractor Supply.
Time to let the big dogs eat.
How about that answer by Georgia? To the end zone, touchdown, Georgia!
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Whoa, Eagle! Hey! Auburn Update is brought to you by Beef O'Brady's over in the great city of Lynn Haven, Florida. And every Wednesday from 11:33 for $9.99, you get 10 wings, drink, and a side. Can't beat that anywhere. Pat, I miss you. Where are you? Beef O'Brady's. Get to have a great time.
Highly recommend the onion rings.
Oh, man. They
highly
curly fries. They got good stuff.
I mean, they do real onion rings.
Yeah, they do great. Ones. They do a great job over there. Get out at Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. Have a great time. All right, let's bring him on. The man, the myth, Andy Burcham, the Auburn Tigers, voice of the Auburn Tigers. Andy, how you doing, sir?
Well, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay today, getting ready for a short week and getting ready for a trip to Cal. Never been to Berkeley. Looking forward to it.
All right, before we get into all that, I've got to tell you something. We had someone brag on you like you would not believe. On Thursdays, we have Chris Blair, the voice of the LSU Fighting Tigers, and he went on and on about you. So if you ever have an opportunity, you ought to. I mean, he really did. He talked really highly, and we all agree with everything he said. Not only are you great what you do, but you're a better person. So I thought that was pretty cool.
It's very nice to hear about Chris, and I appreciate that. It's an interesting group of folks that I get to work with, James, in this league. And it is a fraternity. And during the game, there is no question who we want to win. And we're pulling for our team, and we're pulling against the other team. But we all work together. If one of us needs some help with an equipment or a question, all we have to do is pick up the phone or text, and folks are there. It does not matter the school. And I mean any of the schools in this league, I can pick up a phone and have a conversation and help, and vice versa in this league. So it's very kind of Chris. Thank you.
Jamie told me, she said, Dad, she covered the Auburn game. I said, you see Andy? She goes, no, but I saw one of the guys that helps him out. She said, they're the nicest people at Auburn. She said, they take care of us. They feed. They said, they're just so good there. And so she went on and on. I said, well, you know what? I'm going to tell Andy that you bragged on Auburn. And she did. She had a great time there.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. That's always good to hear.
Auburn gets a big win. Auburn 59, UMass 14. Hey, talk about it. It seemed really loud on TV. What'd you think? What'd you think?
It was a great atmosphere, James. As we expected it would be. It's the largest crowd ever in Auburn history.
Wow.
Over 88,000. And we will see that again for Sanford, and we'll see that again for Georgia and Ole Miss and Mississippi State, New Mexico State, and Alabama. Auburn has sold out every game other than Mississippi State and New Mexico State, and I think that those will be sellouts by the time we get to those games later in the season. Absolutely. So from an atmosphere standpoint, folks were ready. I mean, good Lord, folks were ready to see some football. I know I was. I was tired of talking about it in anticipation of the season. And I thought Auburn met its expectations. It went out and took care of business against a UMass ball club. From what I can tell, James, I don't think Auburn suffered any serious injuries. I don't remember maybe one or two times seeing the injury tent up. That's excellent news after game one. And you got to look. You got to look at some people. Now, listen. You listen to Coach Breeze yesterday. He wasn't real thrilled. I mean, he was thrilled with the win. Don't get me wrong. But he wasn't thrilled with his defensive line. There were some misalignments up front. And he wasn't thrilled with his quarterback execution in the game. And I think that's a good thing. Listen, you score 56 points. You hold your opponent to 14. And you found some things that you've got to improve upon now, because you better step it up against the Cal team that can flat out run the football this coming Saturday night out in Berkeley.
Yeah, Andy, I watched the game. The first of it, the quarterback from UMass had a couple big plays, and then as the game went on, I thought Auburn adjusted and did a lot better. But I like that he played all three quarterbacks, and I love everybody don't want to play two quarterbacks. I love what he's doing. Ashford, he's such a great athlete with his legs. And if he can get that passing going, you got one of the top quarterbacks in the country. But anyway, talk about the quarterback play. What did you think about both quarterbacks?
Well, I mean, Auburn needed to run the football, and it did. And every one of the running backs played except for Jarquez Hunter, and he wasn't available. And as a matter of fact, it was the number 5 guy in that running back room that led Auburn in rushing on Saturday. So I think you've got to like what you saw of the running game. I liked what I saw out of the offensive line. I thought they took care of the quarterback. We didn't see a lot of pressure on the quarterbacks in the game. And I thought from an offensive standpoint, it executed. Can it be better? Absolutely. It can be a lot better. And I think Hugh Freeze would be the first one, and Peyton Thorne and Robbie Ashford and Holman Gurner would be the second to say, yeah, we can be a lot better than we were. So I liked what the offense did in the game. It did not have to pass a lot, which was good. I don't think Auburn went into that game hoping it would have to pass a lot. It was able to run the football, control the clock, and win the game going away and get back in the locker room and start immediately getting ready for the Cal game this week.
Yeah, Auburn had 420 yards of total offense. UMass had only 303. Now we can switch gears, get ready for the Cal game. Auburn now, ESPN FPI poll, is 22nd in the country. Auburn's a 6.5-point favorite at Cal. And let's talk about this. You flying across the country, kickoff time, am I got this right, 9:30 Central Time?
That's correct.
Do you know if they're going to practice any this week late at night to kind of get used to that?
To adjust to going to the West Coast rather than flying on Friday, Auburn will fly Thursday. Okay. So Auburn's going out a day early, and will leave rather late in the day on Thursday. And then there will be a practice, I believe, at a junior college out there on Friday. Now, I don't know how late they're going to practice.
Yeah.
But they're going to get on California time on Friday and then get ready on Saturday. So I don't know if it's necessarily going to be a late practice. It will be later Central Time because they're in California and practicing at that point. So I don't think they want to practice too terribly late out there, and they're not going to practice like at 9:30 here.
Okay,
that's just simply too late to practice here because of classes and getting ready and all that type of thing. I believe. I hope I'm not speaking out of turn there, James, but I believe that's the case.
Let me ask you this: what about your Thursday night coaches show? How are y'all going to handle that?
We will be taped on Thursday because we're going to be in the air with the team.
Okay.
Quite frankly, during Tiger Talk. So we are going to have Coach Freeze. We are going to have Auburn's cross country coach Aaron Kent. They won both men and women won on the road last week up in Oxford, Alabama. We're also going to have Justin Allegri, who is the play-by-play voice of Cal. As a matter of fact, this will be the second straight year that he's called a game against Auburn because he was the play-by-play voice at San Jose State last year.
Right.
So we will talk with him, and we're going to have one more on the show this week. So that will be our show this week. During away game weeks, we are not on the road. We are not on location for Tiger Talk. So we'll be back at Baumhauer's Victory Grill a week from Thursday, but this week, Brad and I will be in the air, quite frankly, with the team. So everything will be in the can, so to speak.
I got you. Okay. All right. 9:30 kickoff. Golly. So the game will be over what?
It will be the latest kickoff in Auburn football history.
Wow. And y'all were going to fly right out after the game, correct?
As far as I know, we're coming back after the game, so we'll be getting back early Sunday morning.
Wow. Crazy.
Yeah.
That's curious.
If you listen to Coach Freeze talk yesterday, he wasn't real thrilled about this trip.
Yeah.
This was done long before he was named the head coach at Auburn. So I'll be surprised as long as he's the head coach if we go back to the West Coast in a regular season game.
Let me ask you this. This probably just for TV, the reason it's so late, right? I'm sure they picked this game to be on national TV.
Yeah, it'll be 7:30 out there. So, it's prime time there. So,
right.
Yes, it's on TV. Let me look and double check, and it's a short week. Let's see. It is on ESPN. Dave Fleming, Brock Osweiler, and Caleb Burton are the TV crew.
Wow. 9:30 kickoff. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. What do you think, man? You talking about the running game. What about Cal's offense? What do you think about Cal's offense?
Well, I mean, Cal had a big game last week, and they went on the road and won at North Texas last week. I was impressed with what Cal did last week. I was impressed with what they did, and they ran the ball. And when they got it going, North Texas, which is a good program, could not stop Cal running the football. And then Cal has a tailback by the name of Ott that Auburn better be able to handle because Cal will let him run the football and try and control the clock in this one on Saturday night. So, and I've been saying this all along because folks kind of looked ahead to Texas A&M and Georgia. This game has concerned me from the very beginning just because of where it is. And I think Cal's a lot better than folks give them credit for. At least I believe that today.
Yeah, I'm with you. Just the trip alone is totally out of sync than anybody ever does, kicking off at 9:30. They got a lot to overcome. And I tell you what, you can listen to Andy Burcham, watch it on ESPN, turn down the volume, listen to Andy give the calls. Again, what time will you be on the air? Our time.
We'll go on the air. Yeah, we'll go on the air at 6:30 Central Time with the Tiger Tailgate Show presented by Conecuh Sausage. Among our guests will include former Auburn swim coach Dave Marsh. who is at Cal working as a volunteer assistant with the Cal program. So David's going to be joining us. We are working on our guest list right now. So that's the one that I know will be joining us, but we will have a full list of folks that will be joining us Saturday night in beautiful Cal Berkeley.
Well, Andy, you be careful. Have a great time. Get a big win, and we'll talk to you next Tuesday. Thank you so much for coming on.
Guys, my pleasure. War Eagle.
War Eagle. Andy Burchett. Man, Jim, 9:30 kickoff.
Is Auburn Central Time or Eastern Time?
We're Central. They're just like us.
So it'll be 7:30 out there.
Yes. Could you imagine it would kick off at 9:30, get back, change, get on the plane. The earliest you're going to the plane be 1:30, 2 o'clock, fly back.
Easy.
They're up all night. And then
they're going to be
worn out.
They're going to be worn out. They're going to have a long way home. I
don't blame Hugh Freeze. I wouldn't want a trip like that either. And welcome to the Big Ten world.
Yep.
Unbelievable. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Beef O'Brays, talk about it, Wildcat. Was that not a great place to go?
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun, and the waitresses were great.
When you walk in, they speak to you. They got smiles on their face. The food's incredible. It's just a great atmosphere. It really is.
Even though they were busy, I still felt like they gave me attention.
Yeah, what'd you have?
And then the only reason that Pat left is because I walked in the front door.
Pat can be that way.
I had my ESPN shirt on, and out the back door he went.
Well, he owes me a burger.
I had the honey dip boneless chicken wings.
Pretty good stuff.
The wife had the Philly steak sandwich, which we almost had to fight over that.
Yeah.
She gave me a bite. Big mistake.
Well, tomorrow you get those 10 big wings, a side and drink for only $9.99. That's from 11:33. Beef O'Brays in Lynn Haven. Go have a great time. Hey, look, do you want to look better, feel better? Jason Kovaleski's the answer for you. He got a brand new store on 23rd Street. They've got one in Pier Park. Get out there and have a great time. They do an incredible job. I think Julie's got to meet one of them today. This weight loss deal that they're doing. Anyway, get us to Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Have a great time. Skin cancer can be deadly. We see it all the time, man. Do not play around with this stuff. Go see Dr. Ward. 5 minutes can save your life. There's offices throughout Northwest Florida. And you can listen to him tomorrow at 7:30. We'll be right back with Jim Brandt, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Jeff is up next. Good afternoon. Hey, Jeff.
Why do you think Jim would ever call in again? Because the guy is getting more attention when he doesn't call in. So why in the hell would the guy ever want to call in again? What do you think?
I think Jim should
you're paid to give opinions. Let's go.
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies, new and vintage cards, and Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports, and can always be reached at instantReplaySportsCards.com.
It's time to pick your path and go big and go bold from Bill Bird Kia. You can drive away in a brand new 2024 Telluride from Bill Bird Kia. The 2024 Telluride protects what matters, and it's built for the long haul. Its technology will connect with confidence, and its upscale, all-around rugged look will take you on to the next adventure. The road is yours. Bill Bird Kia, the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us today at 2435 East 15th Street or BillBirdKia.com.
Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, this is Tim.
Do y'all sell bait?
Yes, we seasonally stock live shrimp, live bull minnows, live sand fleas, live fiddler crabs, earthworms, night crawlers, crickets. We also stock frozen shrimp, sand fleas, mullet, squid, pre-rigged ballyhoo, bonita, stingray, cigar minnows, Boston mackerel, Spanish mackerel, and a few other miscellaneous baits. It's worth the drive to buy premium, locally sourced bait from Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, located directly off Highway 98 on the west end of Panama City Beach.
He doesn't always go the extra mile. But when he does, it's because he missed the exit. It's the Coach James Hale Show. Live and local inside the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. College football is here, thank God. Tulane. I was worried about Tulane. I thought South Carolina might slip up and upset them. Tulane gets it done. 37, South Alabama 17. Oklahoma in a close one. Oklahoma 73. Arkansas State 0. Bush Jones looked pretty upset on the sidelines. I feel bad for him. You got to win wherever you coach at. I don't know how much longer he'll make it there if they keep getting embarrassed like this. That was not a good show. What do you think about Oklahoma? Did you watch any of it?
No, I didn't watch any of it.
They look good. I don't know how bad.
I knew that was going to be a blowout.
Yeah, I didn't think it'd be like that. I thought maybe 35-14, something like that. Michigan, East Carolina's better than what people think. We used to play them every year. A lot better program than they get credit for. Michigan 30, East Carolina 3. Iowa 24, Utah State 14. We all know Utah State's head coach, a great guy. Oregon 81, Portland State 7. 81-7. How do you score 81 points?
That's ridiculous. I looked up the stats. Oregon had like almost 800 yards of offense, like 789 or something like that.
81-7.
Here's my thing. What do you learn from that with a game like that?
I hope he played everybody. I don't know.
Like you would think.
I wonder how many yards, how many touchdowns Bo Nix had. They got him up for the Heisman. That probably helped the stats there. Of course they would. Washington. Everybody, I think Washington's going to be pretty good. Washington 56, Boise State 19. Is Harsin going to have to come back to Boise State?
Boise State's not like they used to be, though.
They might fire him, bring Harsin back.
They've kind of slid down a little bit.
Yeah. Lou Fickell gets it done. His first opening game, 38, Wisconsin 38, Buffalo 17. Texas 37, Rice 10. The big game this week, Alabama, Texas. Notre Dame 56, Tennessee State. That's what it was, I believe, 7. Our ex-Ohio State running back is the head coach. Eddie George, the head coach there. Saw Eddie George play against Alabama. That's a man playing. USC, they score another bunch of points, 66, Nevada 14. Penn State, I tell you what now, Penn State beats West Virginia 38. I forgot what I didn't write it down. What did West Virginia score? You remember?
I was 38-17, I think.
Yeah, Penn State, you know what? The way Ohio State looked was not impressed. The way Michigan looked, you know, people don't realize East Carolina's better.
I defend Michigan. They were ahead 23-0 at halftime.
And their head football coach not even there.
Right.
He wasn't even there. I think Michigan Eddie was calling plays.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. But Penn State, this might be the year that Penn State gets it done. Who knows? They might beat one of them. I don't see them beating both of them, but maybe one of the two, or the big two. And then Purdue gets beat in the Big Ten. Fresno State 39.
That surprised me.
Purdue 35. It did me too. Anything?
I don't know if you saw the Louisville Georgia Tech game. That was a good game.
Yes, Georgia Tech I thought was good. We quit watching it. Georgia Tech was up, and I said, I ain't watching. So we turned it off, and Randy texted me later, and I saw my text later. Louisville won the dang game. Right. Came back and won it. He can coach. Now, the
Jeff
guy can
Brown's
coach.
a good coach.
Yeah, speaking can coach. A&M's offense looked a lot better.
Yeah.
So I was pretty impressed with that. So that's just some of the scores, some of the things that happened this past weekend. Of course, we all know the big one. FSU puts it on LSU in the biggest game. Give me your top 4 right now. I'm going to go FSU number 1. I'd go, I don't know, Georgia 2, Alabama 3. I take that back. Alabama 2, Georgia 3, 4, probably Michigan. Who would be your top 4? Just after
in no particular order. Florida State, Michigan, Georgia. Who else is left? I don't know. Ohio State. They played really well on defense. Compared to the last horror shows for the last 2 games. But the competition wasn't nearly as good either. So that's a factor. Yeah. But still.
Now, I would not have Colorado in my top 5. No. Everybody's freaking out.
You got to pump the brakes on the Buffaloes. I mean, they played really well, but I'm going to say it again. TCU is terrible on defense. They're pitiful.
Yes. And the shocker to me last night, Duke. I mean, if Duke did win, I thought would be like by 3 points. They put it on Clemson 28-7, but turnovers, penalties kill you.
Yeah, they fumbled twice going inside the 10-yard line. That really, I'm talking about Clemson now.
Right,
that really hurt them.
Yeah. Texas State beats Baylor 42-31 at Baylor. At Baylor. They were a 27.5-point favorite, and you lose at home to Texas Tech. Who was Texas Tech's quarterback? Well, I will tell you. It was T.J. Finley, the former LSU, the former Auburn quarterback. Jim, he was 22 of 30 for 298 yards, 3 touchdowns, and oh, yeah, by the way, he ran in for another touchdown. You know, it's kind of surprising. You see a couple Auburn quarterbacks leave and go away and do really well.
Yeah.
Hugh Freeze did it with Liberty with one. And now T.J. Finley.
Maybe there's something to it.
Yeah, I'm glad T.J. Finley had a good game, and I hope he has a really good year. Yeah, Bo Nix leads. And look, he's tearing it. He might win the Heisman. Again, fans were not happy with Ryan Day at Ohio State. Ohio State, 23-3 win over Indiana. Jeff Ringer, whoever he is, will we bring Urban Myers back? Somebody else, anybody else but Ryan Day, Lou Fickell, Marcus Freeman, we need a new coach. After one game, people go completely nuts. Now, I get the LSU deal. When you throw your team under the bus, I get people going nuts. Ohio State is still going to win 12 games this year.
All right, let me defend the Buckeyes for a minute here. All right, it was 23-3. Indiana, the closest they got to the goal line was Ohio State's 22-yard line. That's it. They had 153 yards the whole game. All right? And you're going to say, oh, yeah, Indiana's not very good. Well, yeah, they're not, but they're all on scholarship. And they're
Talk about the transfers they got in there.
And they had 20-something transfers, and their defensive coordinator coached at Ohio State last year. Ohio State had 3 offensive linemen they had to replace. They got better the second half. Will it get better? Absolutely. But the thing that was really good, they played defensive really well. The longest run was 11 yards. 11 yards. The longest pass was 24.
I think the problem what people are upset about, you got the best group of receivers in the country. They didn't turn them loose. They didn't really throw the ball down the field. They weren't aggressive. Right. The play calling.
They only took like one deep shot. They were just dinking and dunking.
Yeah. And you got the best group.
They got great running backs.
I get where they're coming. If I'm an Ohio State fan, I get where they're coming from. Man, you got these great players. Get the ball to them. Get the ball to them. Come on, man.
It'll happen. Be patient.
Yeah. How much time I got? We got to talk about this. Let's talk about what we're going to do. Go ahead and talk about what we're going to do.
Oh, yeah, okay. What did I do with my thing? There it is. Okay, as you know, we gave away tickets to a Daytona race, the big race at Daytona. Well, we're going to go one step better. 104.3 is going to give you not a chance to win 2 tickets to the Yellowwood 500 in, where is that race? Talladega. How could I forget? We're not just going to give you a chance to win 1 set of tickets. We're going to give you a chance to win 3 sets of tickets. So there's going to be 3 winners with this. And all you got to do is tattoo this on the wife's forehead. This is the keyword of the day. I'm going to give you the keyword. You text it to area code 850-215-6290. Text the word and then listen to the Afternoon Underdogs, and they'll tell you all about the rest of it. So the keyword of the day is qualify. 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 Text that word to 215-6290, and then listen to the Afternoon Underdogs sometime around 4:45, something like that. They're going to call a name out or several names out, and then you call in as quick as you can and tell them, hey, it's me, and then they'll write down your time, and that's how they will determine who wins one of 3 sets of tickets to go see the big race.
All right, I'm going to get back to Auburn real quick. Auburn's rushing, they're talking about rushing the football. They had, as a team, Auburn rushed for, what the heck is it? Auburn rushed for 279 yards. That's pretty good. Average 7.1 yard per carry, 6 rushing touchdowns. Robbie Ashford, they got him in that Wildcat look, and he did a great job. He's a great athlete, man. He's a beautiful athlete.
Makes sense.
I saw him in high school, and now he is a big, good-looking. Jimmy 6'4", 220, can run.
Why they call that play the Wildcat play?
I don't know who came up with it. That's what they call it back in the day. I guess they still call it. It was after Kentucky. Kentucky's offense is just like a bunch of Wildcats, so they named it. Everybody calls it in the country Wildcat offense.
Okay.
Yeah.
That works for me.
Far as you know.
Far as I know.
Far as you know, yeah. Anyway, UMass rushed the ball 26 times for only 142 yards. Still pretty good. The quarterback had some really good yard running, especially the first quarter. I think that's Hugh Freeze was kind of upset about that. And they did average 5.4 yards per carry. They scored 1 rushing touchdown. But Auburn's just too much. And I want to know if Hunter, what's the deal with Hunter? They need him back in these big ball games. Still, he got to practice. They're still not cleared to play. We'll try to find out what's going on with that as soon as we can. Auburn picked up Jim, the number 1 offensive tackle in the country, 4-star, 55th best player in the country, a Carter kid, 24/7. They got him down as the top offensive tackle in the country. Auburn recruiting is going through the roof. Another big pickup for Hugh Freeze and his group, War Eagle. All right, we'll be right back. Jim Durant, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The tradition continues.
That ball's going to be out of here.
America's team plays here.
Bombs away.
The Atlanta Braves are back and making a statement.
Ronald Acuna just clobbered one to left.
Listen to Atlanta Braves baseball in a rich audio experience live on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Here comes the thunder.
Sponsored by Gilbert Kia, Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, Mid-South Lumber, Stormore Portable Buildings, and Brock Pest Control.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Tuesday. Mostly sunny this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze around 10 miles per hour out of the south and temps near 89. We will have clear skies tonight and be warm at 75. And sunny tomorrow and a high 87. Sunshine much of the day, but with a chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening Thursday with a temp of 87. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Barbaritos lets you say yes to fresh. If you don't know what to eat or where to get it, well, fret no more. Barbaritos is here to help with its healthy menu, offering 7 meals with less than 500 calories. Barbaritos has lots of healthy options made with farm fresh food. Your health and your family's health matters to us. Come eat healthy at Barbaritos, 23rd Street in the Stanford Station Shopping Center near Academy Sports. Barbaritos, food, community, people.
Sykes Concrete has been in business in this area since 1947, and 3 generations later, they're still going strong. See Sykes Concrete for dirt, sand, rock, and concrete. They can handle any size job from the smallest to the largest. Sykes Concrete pays CDL truck drivers some of the highest wages in Bay County, making $50,000 to $75,000 a year, including holiday and vacation pay, plus health insurance. See Hugh Sykes at Sykes Concrete, 8030 Highway 77 on the right, just north of Southport Elementary School.
Hi, this is Ryan Mulvey. Join me weekdays starting at 11 for the Inside Drive. The latest sports stories, the biggest reactions, and even sports betting right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Man, what a weekend. College football is back. Thank goodness. Coach Spurrier is 78 years old. Thank you, Coach Oles. I love Coach Spurrier, man. Love him.
We got our schedule here, and I'm looking at the schedule. We know that Florida State will be playing the Southern Miss Golden Eagles.
Woo!
How did the Golden Eagles do last week?
Woo! They beat Akron.
No, Akron lost to Temple. Huh?
Akron.
Who they play?
Akron. I know.
Alcorn?
Alcorn State. Or Alcorn. Somebody like that. And they won. They won a home game.
You want to take this again, have another take here? Who did they play? Hey, Alcorn, Acorn.
It's Acorn.
What is wrong with you, man?
I don't know. It seems like it's Monday.
So they did win. Is that correct?
They won, yes.
And they're coming to Tallahassee.
We coming.
To put a whipping on the Seminoles. Okay.
If that game was played, if LSU and Florida State game would have been played in Tallahassee, Southern Miss would have a chance to upset them for a quarter. Now that this is the first home game for FSU.
And Mr. SEC, what did you think about the environment in Orlando? I didn't think LSU fans showed up and they were nearly as loud as the Florida State. I saw a lot of the chop going on.
LSU people were leaving at about the third quarter.
No, I'm serious. I was like that was like a Florida State home game.
Yeah. Well, what do you expect? My God, they put it on.
You, Mr. SEC. They're the best fans. They travel the best. They'll be drunk at 8 o'clock in the morning. They'll be there in power.
Hey, LSU fans are great. I stick with my story.
Are they sober?
No. All right, here we go. 11 o'clock kickoff this Saturday. Vandy at Wake Forest ACC Network. 11 o'clock kickoff. Another tough game for the Georgia Bulldogs. Ball State at Georgia SEC Network. 2 o'clock kickoff, East Carolina at Kentucky, SEC Network.
There you go.
2:30, Ole Miss at Tulane, ESPN 2. 2:30 kickoff, the big one, Texas A&M at Miami, ABC TV. I want to see that game. Miami looked better. 3 o'clock kickoff, we got Kent State at Arkansas, that's SEC Network. 4 o'clock, you got Austin Peay at Tennessee. That's going to be ESPN Plus or the SEC.
Austin Peay and Tennessee
go together.
Goodness gracious.
They go together. Anyway, 6 o'clock, the big one. Game day will be there. ESPN, Texas at Alabama. Also at 6 o'clock, you will have Middle Tennessee State at Missouri on the SEC Network, plus Grambling State at LSU, 6:30 on the SEC Network or ESPN Plus. 6:30, McNeese State at Florida Gate. Florida does play football. There is a football season going on in Gainesville. That kickoff is at 6:30, ESPNU. Arizona in a big game. Arizona 6:30 at Mississippi State on the SEC. 6:30 Furman at South Carolina SEC. Then the big one at night. I'll just leave it on ESPN. Got Alabama. Matter of fact, I will do that. I'll just leave it right there. Alabama plays at 6, and Auburn plays at 9:30. The great state of Alabama on ESPN. Roll Tide, War Eagle. All right, baby. What you looking forward to this weekend? Besides, everybody's got to say it has to be Alabama, Texas.
Yeah, I'm not an Alabama fan per se, but obviously the biggest game is them in Texas. I really think they're going to beat Texas. I really do.
I don't know. I
think Tuscaloosa helps.
Could this be the year the SEC is no longer the big national power? I mean, Georgia just doesn't look like Georgia right now. It's early in the year. Bama doesn't look like Bama so far, in my opinion. They look okay. Georgia looked okay, but I'm just used to them.
Mr. Negativity, it's week 1.
LSU gets blown out.
So
Tennessee looked pretty good.
Is that a bad thing?
I think it's FSU.
And the same thing,
it's ACC this year.
Same thing like I posted this, what LSU person boo-hooing yesterday. I want to say his name, former Arnold alumni Shane Funk, who's a big LSU. Got to fire Brian Kelly. He's all up in fire Brian Kelly. I said, hey, Shane, they lost to Florida State last year and ended up playing an SEC championship game, okay? The season's not over. Pump the brakes a little bit here. Come up for air a little bit. Take a deep breath. Everything's going to be okay. The sun's going to come out tomorrow. You don't throw your bus under the team week 1. Or your team under the bus. Yeah, your team under the bus week 1 like he did and not get heat from those people. I understand why they're upset. I thought he made a stupid Bear Bryant used to always take the blame when they lost. You would think after he's been a head coach for, 30 years that he would have a little bit better response when his team lost. I was surprised. Coach Kelly, what were your adjustments at halftime, sir? None. What did Florida State's adjustment halftime? A little bit different, wasn't it? Yeah. I was 31 surprised. Points different. I was surprised. We thought we were the Georgia Bulldogs. I'm thinking to myself. Let me ask you this. Could it be the year ACC, FSU, Louisville, North Carolina? Miami? Could it be? No. Okay. FSU maybe, but not the other ones. No love. Okay. All right. Is it the Big Ten?
Is it Michigan? Is it Ohio State? Penn State. I tell you what, keep it on Penn State.
Yeah, Penn State. Yeah, they're good. They are. I mean, they're very good. I'm not going to argue.
Are you buying the Pac-12? Oh, they're 13-0.
That don't matter.
Yeah, it's early.
That doesn't matter. That's a fluke.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, who's favorite? Here's a couple games we can go over real quick. Texas, Alabama. Alabama's favored by 7. Ole Miss is favored by 6 at Tulane. Keep an eye on that one. Texas A&M is favored at 5 at Miami. You buying that?
A&M over Miami? Yes. I'm not a big Miami fan either.
Okay. All right.
I used to be, but not so much anymore.
Your favorite team, UNLV at Michigan. Michigan's favored by 35.5. 35.5.
That seems fair.
ACC's coming, baby. Hey, how about them Dookies last night? Yes, sir.
Mr. Louisville.
Yeah, how about them Dookies last night?
He heard me ask the question about ACC. He is. Hey, you were at the Auburn game.
Yeah, I was at the Auburn game.
Jamie goes, why didn't you tell me he was coming? I said, I didn't know. I didn't know you were going. Well, I saw a picture. He sends me a picture. He's in Montgomery. I said, man, lock the car. Roll the windows up. Don't get out.
I was just rolling through.
Did you have a good time?
Yeah, I had a great time.
Did they have a place for you guys to park, or did you have to go get your own parking?
I mean, it's not hard to park at Auburn. We didn't do a parking pass this year. I just parked and paid my $20 and went on. It wasn't bad.
Very long walk?
No.
Okay, good.
I mean, for an old guy, yeah, but I mean, it's not.
88,000, the biggest crowd ever.
It was packed.
Was it loud?
You know, it's funny. When we went into that, I was outside walking in. It was a nice breeze. I was like, this is a perfect day for college football. When you stepped into the stadium, it was about 20 degrees hotter. I was like, oh,
all those people.
God.
It's all those people.
Crazy.
Were your seats pretty good?
Oh, God.
Lower level?
Great. Oh, of course.
Good. Okay. All right, question.
Yeah.
We were watching Louisville, and I picked them, and they were getting beat.
Yeah.
We turned it, and I don't know where we went, what we did. Me and my roommate was in town. And you text me later. You text me. I didn't see it until later. Louisville won the game.
I know they did.
What was the final score?
Oh, man, what was it? It was big. It was, what was it, 38-24 or something like that? I mean, he turned it on. I texted Jeff at half. I said, what gives? And
I knew you made some adjustments.
And he said, just watch. And lo and behold, look what happened. Did you hear what he said at halftime last night or during the game? He said, go ahead and go back out there and play exactly the same way that you played first half, and you will lose your position. You will sit the bench for the rest of the season. That's what he told him. He challenged him, and it worked.
Well, I like what you did at halftime for LSU.
North Carolina, let's see, Duke, Louisville, Florida State.
Miami.
The SEC is back, baby. Yeah. Miami. How about that? ACC
they beat
had a
Miami
great
of
weekend.
Ohio. Pump the brakes, Randy. They beat Miami of Ohio.
They won.
Come on now.
They won.
Well, who did Georgia beat? Who's Georgia playing this weekend?
I'm not an SEC person.
Ball.
You're
playing ball.
I mean, it's just goofy. I'm going to tell you what, Georgia looked terrible. They look absolutely terrible.
I'm saying I wasn't impressed with them either.
I don't know. I mean, who you have in the SEC? You got Georgia, Alabama, and Tennessee.
I wouldn't
name one other team that's going to be.
I wouldn't have pumped up about Alabama.
Look at LSU. I mean, I don't know if Brian Kelly's face could have got any more red on the sidelines.
Well, he was nice to it. He was nice. Okay, he was nice to his team after throwing him under the bus. I didn't like that. Did you hear what he said?
That's typical old Brian Kelly. You know, he constantly sticks his foot in his mouth. He said before the game, we're going to go down and kick FSU's butt. Okay, all right. Well, thanks, Brian, for giving them the motivation. You know, the coaches shared that information, and they were fired up.
All right. Can I get this done? All right, don't leave. Don't leave.
Okay.
All right, Nebraska at Colorado. Colorado's 2.5-point favorite. Who wins this one?
Nebraska.
I'm with you. I think the bubble bust.
I'd say Nebraska.
I think the bubble bust. Arizona at Mississippi State. Mississippi State by 8.
Yeah,
by 9. Stanford at USC. USC's 29.5-point favorite. 29-point favorite. SMU at Oklahoma, 17-point favorite.
How much?
17.
That's probably fair.
Yeah.
Oklahoma will get it.
All right, leave it right here. The underdogs will be in at 4-6. We got Ryan Moby 11-1, and then you got the Mouth of the South 6-10.
Nope. Oh, yeah.
Well, we got the Braves.
We get the Braves tonight.
Braves on. Randy's pumped up, man. ACC. I knew.
Oh my God.
Who's Louisville got next week?
Murray State.
Murray State, the Racers, baby.
Listen, hey, look, you know what? Don't underestimate. You come to play every single game.
You heard it here first.
Well, you know what? I mean, I guarantee you, Dabo Sweeney would agree with that this morning.
Yeah, I wish
take
he was
every
playing.
game serious.
We're out. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Oh
NASCAR fans, we sent you to Daytona. Now, ESPN Northwest Florida presents the race to Talladega. Starting Tuesday morning at 8:45, listen for the keyword of the day. When you hear it, text the keyword and your name to 850-215-6290. Then listen at 12:40 and 4:40. If we announce your name, race to the phones and call us back. How long it takes you to call back is your qualifying time. The top 3 qualifying times win a pair of tickets to the Yellowwood 500 from ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Tuesday. Mostly sunny this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze around 10 miles per hour out of the south and temps near 89. We will have clear skies tonight and be warm at 75. And sunny tomorrow and a high 87. Sunshine much of the day, but with a chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening Thursday with a temp of 87. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hi, folks. It's Tracy with Tracy's Fine Jewelry and Coin and Bullion Reserves. Did you know that we do more than just sell some of the finest jewelry in town? We can engrave on your wedding band, locket, Yeti cup, or almost anything. Need your watch battery changed? We can do that too. Our expert will even evaluate your coin collection. And of course,